share to my race page from my race page? Okay, walk my phone over to me. I think Mom's got it.
He said, you're the tech guy. Come on now.
I just know how to call somebody.
You didn't know how to do that.
You put the fire extinguisher.
Y'all need the fire extinguisher over here?
They're supposed to be
You never know what's on.
Well, both y'all can on fire.
Hey, I haven't happened in years. If they
Got
have
my
a
guy.
photo.
Back to back.
Yeah, but I have a cool photo. Do you have a cool photo?
I have a cool video.
You got a cool
can't see
video,
the car.
I have like a clip by clip.
You can't see, you can't see no location.
I'm seeing, I got that big old giant photo of it. It's
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Point proven on why you would swear your fire to just in case. That's difficult.
You gotta try that suit.
That's a jogging suit, bro.
Tom's best finish in go kart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your best finish ever. All-time best finish. Racing for Michael Rudolph.
There's only 5 good ones.
It doesn't matter. Don't do that to him.
There's 3 on the
What would your dad say?
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. It
There's
still
3 on the
counts.
race car, right?
We had a good time.
It was a good time.
Oh,
Definitely.
it's gonna get hot in here.
Get out of here.
Take it easy.
Well, it's not because you're here, bud.
Take it easy. Is the volume good?
Move it. Like,
Two Red Bulls?
yep.
Dude, you got that baby, boy. You gotta save on it.
Boy, oh.
How's the poopy diapers?
Shitty.
Well,
I'm almost done.
He's not wrong.
no. The shit's cool. I'll do okay.
I'm almost done, but
Well,
I'm
she's
down.
little. Wait till she starts complaining to you.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, what are you gonna do if she says, "Dad, I want to race and go to race"?
Well,
It's just all said and done right there. That's all she wrote.
no.
Part-time race car driving bad.
Well, he's part-time now. It was even more he was part-time. Are you kidding?
Some Gates Motorsports.
I'm ready. Go ahead, Bob. Everybody ready? Good. Yeah. Go.
Episode 23. 23 without getting back.
No, you're lucky. And we've watched all 23 of them.
Derek, shut up. Why you suck?
He's trying to talk shit.
Yeah.
You gotta read the comments, man.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is episode 23. It's episode Carl. My mama's Carl.
Little Carl.
Big Carl.
And I'm loud, Carl. Yes, all the time.
You ain't too loud right now.
So, we have a special guest. Golly. So we have a special guest. We're going to get into her in a few minutes. We're going to do our little BS session first. Top of the week.
So we're doing sponsors.
Oh,
See,
sponsors,
he's
my bad.
always,
Thank-
you see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Always out of order. Nah, but we have to thank the sponsors before we get into anything. We got to thank RCP America, Candace Keeley with the Alliance, and Barstow Motorsport.
It's the same. Oh, Megan with Freshies, bro. Come on,
See,
dude.
you didn't have that written down?
I don't need it written down. We do this show every week.
He's absent all the time.
I
Why
don't
is a special
read the
guest?
sponsors
Yeah.
every week.
Special guest number 2.
Right? That's right.
Dad ain't easy. Is it?
Let's go through our weeks. Thomas, how's your week with the baby?
Good. You know, flying. We're going quick.
I'm gonna ask the question anyways. Everyone wants to know. You gonna race anytime soon?
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday? Okay. No.
How you racing Saturday? Where's your motor?
Yeah, what are you racing Saturday?
I'm
Because you
talking to
asked
my
us
motor
what your
builder.
motor was.
I'm
We don't
talking
keep
to
up with
my-
that.
I talked to my motor builder, alright? We got it handled. I'm
You gonna show
racing
up?
Saturday at East Bay.
You gonna show up to me?
Yeah, I'll be at the top tomorrow after work.
I won't be there.
Well, I guess we will.
I'll be at Fruitland this weekend, so I got go-kart drivers to work on. Yeah. Yeah, Feels.
Yeah,
Josh, how was your week going?
Typical post-race week. You know, tear the car down and check through it.
Tell me you figured out the problem.
Yeah, we think we found our oil leak from a couple weeks ago. Got that patched up. Starting to figure out my receiver issue. Turns out the headset or the ear cups that I ordered are made by Rugged Radios, which I just recently found out make the Nitro B race.
Oh, that's
So they're made with their stereo audio for the Nitro B. So I've got to find an adapter to make them work with the mono for the race.
well. Half the time they only use the receiver. To be honest. Let's be honest here. Because if I go to Alltech, I don't hear shit.
I mean, luckily we've raced go-karts and slingshots long enough. We know what the flag signals mean. We don't need to really have the receiver unless it's one of those where you get in the wreck and you're not sure where to line up. Then it'd be nice to have.
Or you take it out and they'll get your spot back. Shit like that.
Yeah, someone wrecks you and then they get their spot back.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Y'all were talking. How am I supposed to know it's my turn?
Well, we see you here, so you're not on our death side. You're on our death
Yeah,
side.
but now y'all are behind me. I ain't
Oh
got
yeah, you need to label your ears because
I ain't got nothing.
you just need to wear an earplug in the deaf one.
So I have 2 Cubs of the week, but what's your Cub of the week?
Is that the guy? Zane Smith?
Yes.
That's the one that hit this guy?
Yeah, he hit his own crew guy.
Yeah.
How would you feel if I came in and hit you?
Well, I mean,
You didn't hear me coming or something?
No, I mean, it's different.
How
I mean,
Yeah.
no, because like,
Take this
the guy was coming down pit road and he knew that his pit was right here in the beginning. Why is he still out here way up on the gap? And at the last minute, take your turn.
So I'm gonna give my 2 cents. I think he had too much rear brake, to be honest. And when he hit the brakes quick enough, forgot his pit stall, and he just,
I
went
think
around.
he just forgot where his pit stall was. You know,
Dad, that's a high possibility there.
I think he forgot where his pit stall was, and then at the last minute, that's when he lost the rear brakes to try to slide it.
What would you do if I came in and hit you?
I believe.
You rode with me.
I'm taking the golf cart.
I mean, if you hit me, I'd still get up and work on that.
I mean, I give
shit done.
it to the crew guy. He took it like a champ, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
And I see there might be a fine too because tires went everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tires,
And NASCAR doesn't like altercations in general. So.
And that steps into the Matt Craftsman deal.
Oh, God.
Well, I'll let Josh go ahead and give his opinion on it.
Well, like I said, just what I seen, the kid come up, and yes, craft and move, but once you're getting hit in the rear, your truck's gonna move. Especially at them high speed tracks where the air is pushing you around there. Like I said, I just don't think there was a reason for him to block there.
Yeah.
That's why we can't have a serious
Sorry,
conversation.
buddy. This is why our podcast.
All 3 of them. Squirrel.
Thomas, as a driver, what's your opinion?
As me being young and racing with veterans that have been racing, you know what I mean?
That's probably the most proper thing I've heard you say.
Probably. That'd probably be the only proper thing you hear me say. No, but, I understand the young dude standpoint. To me, it looked like he held his line, Crafton moved up to try to find something. He gained a little bit, had the back bumper up there, Crafton wanted to go back down, and the whole racing ordeal, you know what I mean? It happens, like, trying to make passes whenever you can, when you get the opportunity. You know?
Right. So, as our guest, she races asphalt and dirt. What is your opinion on this deal?
That's where I'm at with things now. Actually, Brandon knows me. He's known me since I was a kid, so a couple years ago it might not have been the case, but I think now it's you do what you gotta do.
I want to know what video you saw where you could see their steering wheel.
Oh, I was messing with you.
I know, I went back and I'm like, I can't see the shit out of this thing.
I'm like, maybe there's an
know.
orange stripe on there. Oh, there's no stripe.
Or
There.
Nothing there.
Well, Josh kept going, oh no, it was, whoever's fault. I said, bro, look at Matt's steering wheel. He goes, you can see that? Yeah. No. Not really.
And then Brandon's like, I know, I'll call my best friend and my wife as witnesses because they're going to stand on nobody else's side. So
And then as soon as Josh says that, Brandon's like, Tommy, what do you think?
Here comes
he
Thomas.
calls in his junior driver.
Then Thomas sends like a whole article of how he agrees with us.
Oh my goodness.
He calls
And,
in the Yates Motorsports junior driver.
So we got a comment on here. Thomas, you still haven't figured out fire is hot.
I guess not. I ain't felt the heat. I mean,
You're a car
Tell me about it.
At least you knew you were on fire.
The car catches on fire,
That's
2 races
right.
back to back. I mean,
Zach, your opinion? Your last one. Come on, as a crew guy, you watch all this race right
I
here.
think it was just a back call from the spot. Telling them that there was somebody trying to fill in the gap, but he tried to go down.
I mean, my view, he already had people behind him lined up, ready to take the middle.
there's 4 guys.
So either you can blame Matt, you can blame the kid, or you can blame the guy pushing it. It doesn't matter. But what is your opinion on the fight?
To say that the guy came up and gave him a cheap shot, nobody's gonna know if it really was a cheap shot.
Yeah,
Would you
there's
be
no
saying
video
that so
evidence
that
of
way
that.
you don't get fined? I mean, could there have been an altercation, and then at the end of it you say, "Oh, he gave me a cheap shot."
Mm-hmm.
I could have went up there, pushed you, walked away, said a few words. You come around me and hit me. Okay, you had a cheap shot, but who's gonna know?
Mm-hmm.
I could be saying that so that way I don't get fined, you get fined.
The only thing we know for sure is Matt Crafton won that fight.
Dude, get off of his dick, bro. Please.
I told you, I don't even really like the
That's
guy.
like Kyle Larson.
Okay,
Come on, dude.
you've admitted you like Kyle Larson too, so calm down.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I
I've never seen that.
Yeah,
guys. Rachelle, what's your opinion on the fight? As a driver. She said, "Buddy, you just gotta beat him up."
Beat him up. Beat him up. If you're gonna do it right, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it full fledged.
I can say, I hate to bring this up, Thomas. We went after Thomas one night. I mean, not really. I mean, not really after Thomas, but someone's husband was very upset and said a few words.
See, and the funny thing is, I'm climbing out the car, I don't see nobody, and then boom, I see Brandon, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then Wesley's right there, and I'm like, whatever. I just got back in the car. I was like, I'm gonna leave it.
I mean, I run into people, bro. What the fuck?
No, the tires like him. Remember?
They don't like it. They
It's a mutual
Listen,
thing.
all I know is that guy saw red. That's all he saw.
Tires or catching on fire. Thing.
Jeez.
It's not mine anymore, so I'm glad that torch got passed right on you. Right on over.
Of course, I don't want.
I'm sorry, buddy. It's just part of life.
Really, guys? Awkward time?
You look like you were reading a comment.
I was. I'm sorry.
So what was the comment?
Nothing.
He has to read it in his head
I was gonna say, I'm
before
just
it comes out.
Yeah, I gotta read it in my
And then
head,
he's got
so-
to decipher it.
What's that supposed to say?
What is that? Can someone
Put some
pronounce that
glasses
for me?
on. Put some glasses on.
So, standpoint, I think Matt Crafton's a college to be honest. I mean, nothing against him, but he rode a couple times in the cup, and it's like, I don't want to say that, but,
What?
no, I don't want to say it. I'll say it off the show, but
Probably better off.
I don't want certain street stock drivers to get their feelings hurt. Not you.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Now you're curious.
But,
Just say it.
no, I ain't gonna say it. That's bad.
The
roar.
We've already had enough beef come out of this one.
it's okay. The show's model is real talk unedited. So
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah, it is.
just say it. Just hear it.
I also saw,
Oh, he's so bored.
I'm not to stir the pot, but I also saw a podcast or social media that was talking crap.
Next question.
Oh, come on!
You better stop that.
Jeez. I knew that was gonna happen. You got anything? Dude, you suck as a co-host.
Did you
A
see
Coco?
I'm the co-co. Yeah.
But
any news this
I'm
week?
just here so I don't get
like, watch any racing this week? How was East Bay?
Chill.
Typical.
Well,
Okay.
that's everything.
Muddy as hell.
Yep.
It
That's all right.
rained for like 30 minutes.
Yep.
Then they worked the racetrack. Then they didn't really say anything over the PA system like the whole night.
Yeah.
It was kind of like you just had to know that you just saw one of your cars go by and, I guess I better get in mine and get it go.
I've got nights like that there.
Because I'm like, when's the, how they run? Oh, nobody knows how they were running.
Yeah.
They were, all they knew was the 50 lapper was going to be at the end of the night.
Yep.
So I asked a lot of people, when y'all done? Oh, after the VA Warriors. Okay, well, what's before then? Oh, I don't know.
What's Well, the gladiators are always last, so why would you ask them?
Well, because they were doing like double features. I didn't know if they were running like the 50 lap reverse or what they were doing. Never know with these how they're gonna run stuff.
We're just always first.
And
it never goes. We're always first. Dead after practice.
I was second to last one race. I think it was one race we was like almost last.
That was last year sometime.
Yeah.
We actually got lucky, but yeah, we're always first right after the driver's meeting, and there's never enough time to get in your car, so you just miss practice altogether. Mm-hmm. That is what it is. Pretty much.
Well,
I'm ready. I'm ready. I am so ready to get into this.
Well, here, I got a quick couple things from the week. Accomplished Motorsports was sold to Spire.
See that.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I read a couple articles that even his wife was posting. They wanted Rex in the race for KBM, but Kyle's had that team for a while. Got championships, Christopher Bell, and all that. And to me, it doesn't matter. His son's gonna get it right no matter what.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the kid's got talent already. This young, he's in everything from asphalt to dirt to cars. So it don't matter.
And being Kyle Busch, his son doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Not one bit. Not one bit.
Also, Bubba Wallace calls himself the king of restarts.
He's the king of an idiot.
They did do that last Sunday. So we'll watch that.
Yeah. Like, led the whole race and whatever. Yeah. And his interviews get me every time. He tries to be the bad guy, but he doesn't have the mentality to be that. If that makes sense. Doesn't make sense.
I think he meant to say he has like victim mentality.
There we go.
Right there.
The victim.
This is why we have it.
What would you do that?
I don't know, bro.
She should be able to.
Right?
No, we put banned on Facebook a long time ago.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Real quick, BC39 was this week. I'm not really sure why they moved it from the NASCAR Indy week, but being that it's a Saturday now, it's easier for everybody to watch it.
Right.
We had T-Miz was leading it, and he smacked the wall, and Justin Grant took over. They had a good race going before that, slider through traffic, and they kind of got caught behind two lap cars. They were running side by side, of course.
Right.
And it was a pretty good race. And after that was over, the Pittsburgher was on. The leader got hit by the front stretch gate and tore a spoiler off.
Yeah. Nice.
So
don't forget that one, do you?
And later on, the gate opened a second time, so they had two cautions for the gate.
That's why I told Zach, I'll turn a spoil off practice. I don't care.
But good race going with RTJ and Davenport after that. RTJ picking up the win. After Davenport made a rare mistake, he about spun out. And I've never seen Davenport make that big of a mistake, but he was pretty sideways.
If we're going to get into this, then RTJ been on fire.
Yes.
Point blank, been on fire.
He's had a really good year.
He's definitely figured something out no one had. Like, you remember when Davenport was winning all them races?
Oh, yeah. Every week.
Well, then everybody caught on to what he was doing, right? So I think RTJ just finally found something and it worked. I mean, it passed the group rules all there.
We had the Wheeling Modifieds at North Wilkesboro. Apparently that's the last race they're going to run there before repaving it. And the crate cars did crate racing things, and the race lasted so long and had so many wrecks, they had to pause the race to run the NASCAR Wheeling Modified race and then finish it afterwards.
Hell yeah.
That sounds about right.
They tore a bunch of cars.
Yeah,
Jesus. But that's all we got from the week.
Most everything rained. It rained almost everywhere.
Yeah, I think.
And then there was a kart race in Alma, Georgia. I think that was like the only other thing in the South that I really know of.
Yeah, that race and the senior races were pretty good. But I talked to a buddy of mine. He said the junior 3 were 4. He said the money race, the trophy race was okay. Made 7 laps, yellow, finished the race, whatever. But he said they probably ran 3 green 5 laps in the pro. And that's horrible. You spend all that money and go up there and.
That's what go-kart racing's become just about.
It is, to be honest. Unless you run DKA and the big serious stuff, it'll be great. I mean, everybody's volunteers now. No one gets paid.
Yeah, I think the only track in Florida that race was Alltech.
Yeah.
Alltech got their races in. I seen the number 9 Stallnacker racing car pick up one there. Someone else was driving it. And Austin Lehman ran 7.
Yeah, he texted me. He texted me at midnight and goes, Yeah, I made a change. The left front was coming off the ground. I said, well, we should have made the change. He said basically he would go down, coming out of the corner, and about halfway down the trailer, he had to let off the gas to put the car back on the ground. Nice. I'm like, yeah, I think he was tired of son.
He had some Ford Light.
So, Zach, you got any comments?
Comments, thoughts, Zach?
Austin said wet, yeah.
That's what I just said. You're not listening to me now?
I'm deaf in this ear.
Are you?
Huh?
Trying to make fun of me.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What else?
Lawnmower racing, that was on. And then Kyle said today that Braxton will be driving for fire.
Is that people they sold it to?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Already.
That was probably in the agreement.
That was probably in that agreement somewhere.
So, are we ready to get this guest?
You have a whole essay written out of questions.
Oh, this is Josh's.
Yeah, they're not even his questions.
Yeah, they're Josh's questions.
Okay, because I didn't think he could get that through that by himself.
These three have the combined creativity of a squirrel.
Who? Bro.
Thomas, I love you.
Why are you just
Brandon, I don't know. I've just been putting up with him for many years.
So, here we go. Special guest, right here, Carl. Hostile Carl. Mike Tyson Carl.
What else we got?
We got plenty to go.
We threw the idea out, or I threw the idea out there of instead of calling you Carl, be a Carla.
But we couldn't do that to her mom.
Yeah, there could be like Carla, you know?
Yeah, so.
She'll throw hands like a man, I'll say that. I can tell you that.
Yeah, you never thought that of me, did you?
I did not see that coming out of
Brandon's
nowhere.
never seen me in any sort of fight ever.
So.
Don't mess with me ever again, will you?
I'll still crack. I don't care.
You would never.
Wesley,
You've never even done that. First of all, you talk all that smack. You've never even scuffed.
And I don't think your husband would be mad. He'd probably give me a high five and say, "Do it again." Yeah, he didn't say it. So what's your name and where are you from?
Rachelle Rudolph.
Okay.
So I go by when I race. Not Rachelle Rudolph Tillis. When I race, it's just Rachelle Rudolph.
Okay.
Tampa, Florida. Born and raised. But I keep hearing that's rare to like be born and raised in Tampa. I work in South Tampa, so we get like a pilot of people. Yeah. I'm like born and raised in Tampa. Nothing fancy here. It's just hot, humid, too many people, and too much traffic.
So I know you race a lot of shit. You race asphalt, you race dirt. So name me everything what you have raced.
So I'll include like my racing school stuff that I've done. So I've been in a dirt modified. I've got to do an asphalt late model. I got to race both of those straight out of high school. I've raced go-karts when I was little. Paused for that. Mom was sick with cancer for a while, and my parents made me go to school while you got to race, and I got to watch you when I was a kid.
Did you learn anything?
Absolutely not. I did learn how to wreck people from watching Brandon growing up, you know. So
you should know how to do it the right way, not the wrong way.
I've learned a few tricks.
You know.
I learned a few tricks.
It sounds like he's forgot that.
Maybe it's a podcast.
Whoa. It's just a more expensive part.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's $1,000 no matter what you wreck that.
That's where it's like he gets one car and I have like cars behind mine that I can just like, okay, you wreck that one, spray another one out, and it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, so I've raced a little bit of everything. I've been running speed weeks this year and 600cc micros prep for Quick Construction Racing. I've been really blessed to be able to work with Honor Race that car a couple times last year. Autumn races for us in the mod main, trying to put her back in. She raced the go-kart for us too, and then so that pans out pretty good for me. I get a lot of seat time with that. We got some good things upcoming for the end of the year, for next year as well. The mod minis, we haven't raced that as much this year. We just try to focus on running that last season at Tuesday in the Outlaw 4. I just kind of made that my goal coming back into it. So it's y'all's fault for putting me in a 22 because that kind of started it when we did that and then finished up my
told
car.
you it was better racing.
So I don't know about better racing. But I will say the night that my mom decided that we were going to go to Auburndale, she was looking at me with this death stare. The night that she decided to say, let's go to Auburndale, when I wanted to go to the first BRP race, the Carl sponsored BRP race, she begged, and what happened? My car got tore up on like barely lap one because they pretty much left us green flag going into the corner and it was just soaking wet and no one could stop.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
I read every in the pits.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet you did. I really bet you did. Yeah, I've been doing that, the go-karts, which, that's been fun. I mean, I raced that go-kart for you a couple times, and then we had our own, which was an older chassis. It was supposed to be for fun, then it got competitive. Then I decided to get a Revolution chassis. Josh Antley, who's been working with me really closely, so I'm thankful for that. I know they don't like to be thanked all the time, and I'm gonna thank them anyways. Yeah. So that's maybe, I think, pretty tough for go-kart racing. So you kind of forewarned me of that it was going to make me an ass, and I'm an ass now. So if you ask anybody that, including my spotter, Dave Culper, who's won a lot of late models, sports and races, he's worked with a lot of different drivers. He's from up north, he's been down here for many years. He's asked, what the hell's going on with your ass? Like, I don't know what it is, but like, I'm blowing flames outside of the car to get back in the mod mini. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know how you do 20 laps and just ready to fight. I need an auction ball for I fight. How you that?
Maybe these days.
So, name me a couple places you have raced. Everywhere you raced.
So I first started off at Dirt Devils. Started racing at 4 years old. I know the limit was 5 way back in the day, but Sam and Eric had me out there at 4. So I'm really blessed to say that Eric and Roll has actually worked with me when I was a kid. And so I started off at Dirt Devils, and we had that pause. I've been to Orlando Speedway when I did the racing school in late model. I got into modified at East Bay. That's what prompted the whole outlaw 4 getting into that class. So been there. I've been to Bullring. I've been to Hendry. Let's see, Auburndale, Citrus. Shoot, right. DeSoto. I almost got to win 417. I won a championship in 417. There's a few places. Y'all blabbered for most of it. Goodness gracious, taking your time.
How long have you been racing?
Altogether, I just really honestly just I've been racing since I was 4 years old. There was that gap in time, but I mean, I was still at the track, actively involved. Yep. My parents had the sprint car series, as you know, and then I still would come watch you race from time to time. Here at Green back in the day. Yep. So I mean, I've always been involved in it and in the sport, and I had to prove to my parents that I, deserved to get to do this. And with my mom being sick, she wasn't supposed to live through that. So it was a matter of, she wanted to know that I had an education to fall back on, versus some parents didn't do that, or they just let their kids have that free option. Yeah. And I at least have that, and it's been helpful for me, in my life. So it just is what it is sometimes. Yeah. So I had a later start, but I feel like sometimes that talent, I know you would probably agree, maybe not on the show, but off camera, he's smiling. Well, but my talent started more it started later than what most would have, because I had no choice but to start later. So I'm working against, kids like Colton Bettis, truly. Like, I just got to race with Colton. I've never raced with Colton, and he ran the mod mini. We just never raced together. Oh, he is. I love the kid to death, but it's like kids like that, and like Autumn, she's good, but they have these opportunities, whereas like my life is a different route. So.
Why did you start racing?
Why? Yeah. Well, first of all, it's something that I like to do with my mom and my dad. My dad truly loves racing. He's traveled the country. He's worked for some of the best sprint car teams in the entire country.
He hates dirt.
He hates dirt racing. He hates dirt racing. Mostly he hates East Bay, but somehow I get to race there. I don't know how that works, because he's like 10 minutes on. But deep down, he does love dirt racing. It's just, he knows how much money goes into it and tearing it up. And we're not like, a financially independent team where we can afford to be tearing stuff up like that. I'm thankful for the sponsors and things like that I do have, but it does cost a lot of money to run the dirt versus the asphalt, So.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, you saw it? I'm watching him veer off. Like, what are you looking at, Brandon?
That's pretty much the same for us sitting here. We did it with the family, and I tell these boys all the time when they come help, it doesn't really matter how we run. It's about the friendship, and we treat each other like family. That's all that matters.
You learned that after all these years? It's not about the wins and the trophies that are collecting dust at your mom and dad's house?
Wow. Damn. Wow.
And the big poster board of yourself that you used to gloat about?
I love that poster. I love that poster. Okay? That's my favorite poster.
I'm kind of jealous. I kind of want like a big old giant poster.
When we first got it, my mom said it scared the shit out of her because she walked out there at night to the kitchen.
Your mom said, you're right. Your mom told me that story too, yeah.
So you mainly race mod mini and outlaw 4-cylinder. Mm-hmm. I know they have different names, gangbangers and all
Yeah, there's like
kinds.
all sorts of crazy stuff.
What is your preferred name for a model?
So, to be honest, though I have not raced at Showtime since 2016, and we do have every intention, we're going to be going there very, very soon. So,
Well, that NASCAR, you know.
my cheat NASCAR, whatever it is about it, that's cheating, that's still legal at God knows every racetrack. Because it sat with dust for 6 months, and then it raced with spiders and cobwebs all over it, and it passed tech just fine.
Yeah, boys.
Spider juice.
Been
They call
in
it
his
spider
tires.
juice. Spider juice. Yeah, what was the question there?
What do you
prefer them to be called?
Well, what do you
I don't
prefer?
know. Super many late models, to be honest.
That sounds
like I kind
I
of
like it.
like Yoho came up with a good idea. That I mean, I've heard them called pony stocks. I don't know, Josh, you probably heard of that. Like pony stocks, like mini stock just sounds cheesy to me at this point because there ain't one car that's like. There's a young girl that follows me out of Alabama, and they call them mini stocks up there. I'm like, there ain't no way in hell their cars are mini. Like, it's not a mini stock. That's a Gladiator in my book. And I've been in a Gladiator, but it's still not a race car. And a Crown Vic is not a race car to me. Like what we race, that's a race car.
God, you just heard a lot of these deals.
I probably did.
I
probably did.
Getting banned.
They can all hate me.
Well, but I'll be waiting for Derek's comment.
There we go.
But if I'm gonna say, because Danny Bowman, he decided he was like, when you get in this car, we built that car for Josh, that little four-cylinder car, and I got to practice the Gladiator. I think Thomas might have been there for practice, so I got in that, and then I texted Danny, and I was like, this is so much fun though, because you don't have to care. Did you tear it up?
Oh, Derek said you're a hater.
That's
Joshua
fine.
Ashmore.
I think I'm
Josh
about tax
Ashmore.
pussy.
No.
Oh.
We're not. We spoke to her last week sometime. So yeah. So we were just talking about that.
What hater? Shit. How about you learn how to drive the Outlaw 4? Oh shit.
It's only your second race.
It don't matter. He Carl.
Goodness gracious.
Car number and why?
So that's a fun story. So as you know, my grandfather, Josh probably knows too. My grandfather's number is 68. That's the sprint car number. And even though he's not highly involved in my racing, he tries in different ways now. I know it's tough for him. My cousin raced for him and he took down half the fence of the racetrack. So it's a fluke incident and it happened. There's nothing you do to change it, but it still affected him like all these years later.
Yeah.
So he wanted me to run 68, and my dad wanted me to have his number, and I was like, I don't want to do that because I don't want to disappoint either party.
Yeah.
Because I've been the one that I just always sought out my grandfather's approval because he's a legend in racing.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, let me figure out what I can do. And I liked Jesse Hockett. I don't know if y'all remember who Jesse Hockett was. But you're not that far off an age for me, dude. But like he ran the 77s and a couple of sprint car drivers that rode the 77, and he's coming from sprint car even up. That was my thing. So I was like, okay, something with sevens, and come to find out, my grandfather's first race car number was like Crown 7 or whatever it was, or Circle 7. There we go, Mom. Circle 7. He had a couple other options back when they ran like the Chevy Bel Airs.
Yeah.
So I said, well, that was pretty cool. We played a card game. It was like best out of 5, best out of whatever. And my mom narrowed it down, but it turned into all the cards. So I was like, well, this is the last draw. It's a 7 with something else. It's going to be 71 or 77, and I got lucky. So it was a 20-minute card game my mom came up with. She made me work for it.
Okay.
They worked to get that number.
She did.
What he say? Come on.
Brandon is all about friendship since he moved into that great lake.
Okay, that's the world's greatest comment
Hey,
right there.
all I gotta say, it makes quicker lap times than all y'all, but it don't matter.
Brandon, do we need to go through this again?
But my street spot has way more horsepower.
My mod mini pulls faster lap times than your
I
car
ran a
does
50
on
lapper, 3/10
75.
off the pace and finished third.
Are you trying?
I remember because your husband was in tech with me.
The night that we literally had to ride back and forth.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one right there.
Oh my gosh, that was awful.
So, there might be a couple of these. Tom, you've been most upset.
No, Brandon knows what I'm talking about. You remember Punta Gorda? You were You should have gotten the 19 car because you're a giraffe. You're so freaking tall. You and Donnie, and you got back in my other car, and I was running for the championship. And I wanted to kill you because I thought I lost it. Because you got it, and who screwed it up? That woman sitting on the other side of the camera. And we were like pinch time. They're like, you got 5 minutes. We had some stupid part break on the car. Dad got it fixed. As soon as I rolled on the track, my car was actually fixed. And I'm in the 19 car, down as far as I can. It'd be like me sitting in Brandon's late model. I wouldn't be able to see over the steering wheel. I made 14 laps in that car, and honestly, the 14 laps saved me. I ended up winning. That was all I needed to just make enough laps to get points to keep the championship lead.
And
so I wanted to kill him when I got out. I thought it was his
After the heat race, I already told Michael, I said, listen, if you're fit, let her race. Nope.
But he came to race too.
Nope, you're going to race.
So,
I didn't care.
Right.
It's just money. We spent whatever.
And Brandon kind of knew deep down. He wants to act like a jerk. He knew deep down how much getting that championship meant to me to be able to do that. So those don't come easy these days.
I don't know. I met some late model drivers.
There's Austin Lehman up in there.
Yeah, Austin Lehman ain't won a race.
Hey, I didn't want to race at all the year I won the championship.
But you won a race. You won a race.
I've won a race.
Yeah.
I've won 2 races. Won go-kart. Won 4 go-kart races. There we go. Won 4 go-kart races.
What else you got? Nothing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Zach didn't have anything interesting to ask me.
He had everything for Wesley.
You said you had
I figured
Wesley.
I
thought Wesley was our special guest.
He got excited.
No.
What's your all-time favorite race?
My all-time favorite memory is my first day. And I will get emotional talking about it because I remember that I made 1 year of Dalton Myers and Ben Gone. He was one of my closest friends, and you know that. We were good friends with him. I don't remember the last 2 laps of that race. I just remember my dad telling me, like, baby girl, you just won your first race. I remember the announcer, like, talking shit. Because the car that was behind me was a car he sponsored, and he wanted him to do everything and anything he could to take me out while sitting there talking about why that race meant so much to me.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that, like, I fell out of the car. Like, my foot, you've been in Loretta. You've been in Loretta. It's got that bar.
Yeah.
And it'll get you in the leg real good if we don't. So we have a piece of foam in there, and my foot hit just right as I'm getting out. And I freaking slip. I get caught, and I was just, like, so emotional over it. And I remember being in tech, and the guys in my class did everything they could to try to get me called illegal. It's my first ever win, and I didn't understand why it mattered. And I called Tina and them, and I was like, I just won. And they were like, call us back when you go through tech. So that trophy means more than anything. And probably even with that is the night I won my championship at Punta Gorda. My grandfather and my dad were both there to see me win that race. Yeah. And that meant more than anything. I don't know. My grandfather's 84. I don't know how much longer he's going to be alive, you know? Yeah. So at least he got to be there to give me forcefully give me a hug because Troy DeCare told him he had no choice but to hug.
God. Tore down the fence.
Sorry about that guy.
I'm trying to say hello to everybody. Don't you knock Troy like that.
To me, it really doesn't matter. Each race, I still get a crying baby. It doesn't matter.
There's something about it though, right?
Yeah,
like there's
it's just
something
about
there's a thing that happened or like something. I don't know. Sometimes like when I roll across the track, being at East Bay this year, even though my dad hates dirt as much as he has, like being able to do that and it's close to home for Roy right now. You know, being able to have those special moments with Roy and Dad and hear like Roy and even your dad, you know, he's always been like a second dad to me. Like when they look like they want to cry because they're so proud of how good I've done and like I haven't been in that car enough. You know that. I haven't really been in that car to be making the strides that I have this year. So I'm kind of proud of how far I've come in that more than anything right now.
What is your dream class?
Just to race again.
I crash. I don't care.
Guess we're proud. Well, no, actually, you know what would be even better? Is to race like the class always right above Brandon so that I can always gloat about it because that's how he does all of us. Just to be right above you.
Me and Brandon go back and forth.
Zach can't even say anything. You don't even want to get in a car. Let Zach tell everybody about the last time that he and I raced together.
Stay on the side.
Go ahead, Zach. Tell him about last time we raced together. You were afraid and had to come tell me you were sorry.
I didn't want to
He was shaking in his voice.
Oh my God!
I didn't come up and say anything to you.
No, you were
because I was pissed off because every time I ran
freaking hit me in the side and I wouldn't have it no
Well,
more.
because both of our panels got stuck. And
you stuck yourself to my panel, you sucker.
Hey, but at the end of the day, they can't.
At the end of the day, you still got black flag because they don't like you.
Right. ambassador, I always got something to point
No,
at
I'm
me.
not
So I
gonna
told
lie.
Brandon, I said, I'm not racing to tear this shit up
Yeah.
over a fucking,
At some
over a
point, I was
go-kart
like,
race.
Zach's on the racetrack, where is he at? So I could just like tap him in the ass in like one good time and like spin him out, and then he'd be like black flagging off the track. So
Because it's not my equipment, so I don't want to.
So you're a racer from.
Yeah, you gotta race it like it's your own. Come on.
Nope, I don't like to tear up stuff.
Well, sometimes you have to.
And I mean, I was learning.
I mean-
Like, you think you go to ambassador to learn. There's no money on the line, there's nothing. It's a Friday night race.
You learned today what the black flag was, didn't you?
My first time there, I got black flag. My second time there, in practice,
got black flag.
we got hit.
Black flag.
No, I go back around and the flag was pointing the flag at me, so I get off. I go and I go, do you not see what the fuck just happened? Oh no, I didn't see anything. I said, yeah, of course you didn't. So why are you pointing the flag at me?
Brandon was like, I'm telling you, I'm sorry. You need to take a driver from over here and tell me he's sorry. I don't need you talking.
I fucking did. I
Get out of my
stayed right where I was because I didn't know
I'm pretty
who was
sure
right,
Brandon
who was
remembers that
wrong.
too.
I just saw that both of our panels were stuck, and I'm like, well, I'm not even in the gas, and I'm trying to get in the gas, but I ain't got no more.
He
And
was
you're
trying
just stuck
so
right
hard
there
when it
to
was,
me.
Josh, because he was like, I want to be like the show so bad. He just thought he could just like hop right in and be like freaking Friday or something. I don't know.
So this is better. I just worked on.
You should have stood at the house. I would have.
It was practice.
I don't care.
Just trying to warm up the
Black
car.
flag in practice?
He did.
Yeah.
He really did. You can't. Thomas ain't never done that, but Zach's done that.
I go there and I don't buy an armband quick enough, and I get talked about at the whole racetrack. So I freaking went and bought my armband, and I went over to her and I said, "Look, I got my armband," and I walked away.
Yeah, oh, that was fun.
Dude, I love it when we go there. I love when we don't race because I only take Jake there because it's just damn plus of hell.
But you want me to come race with Jake, wherever y'all are at.
No, I didn't say that. I said go dirt racing. I didn't say race with me. Race with me, I'll crash.
You can't even get in a go-kart. We offered you a ride. You can go back up too long.
Up too damn long.
He got in the Reynolds and was crippling getting out of it.
See? That gotta help me out.
I have watched Brandon get watered up in the go-kart a couple times, but I'd imagine it's
I'm surprised I didn't get black flag when I went to the rental cars.
What is your dream racetrack to race at?
My dream racetrack, honestly, I'd like to go back to, where it's the Freedom Factory now, but I wish it was still Minnesota Speedway. That was my place. I still have some pretty high hopes to go to New Smyrna, and that's about equivalent. I want to go to Huntsville. Go to Huntsville, Alabama, and go race that track. It just looks like a really nice facility. So it's on my bucket list. I got like top 5, so hopefully we can make it happen in the next 2 years.
Who is your favorite driver / hero? Brandon.
Who's my favorite driver?
Ross
Oh.
Who is that guy?
He's like, Thomas will at least be calling on somebody. Who's my favorite driver? Be Lane. So, at least somebody will be able to cheer him on. I don't know. My favorite driver. I truly, honestly, I have a couple of them.
Tell me.
Well,
I'll be here all night.
no, it's not Brandon. No, Brandon's like 10th on my list of
Hey,
top.
you're on the list.
Brandon's on the list. He's good. I gotta give that to him.
Higher than that guy.
To be honest, y'all might laugh, but I like Ross. I like Kyle Larson.
Chastain.
I mean, come on, who's gonna replace that? But no, the Chastain family, they're really honestly amazing people, and I know Chad personally. He's awesome. When it comes, if I had to pick a female driver currently right now, making waves that I would look up to, it'd be Kaylee Bryson, hands down.
Okay.
It would be Kaylee Bryson. She's making moves. Taylor Reimer, Jade Abdissian, and Jade's way younger than me, but those are the people that I kind of like. I want to mark myself to that high standard. I want to be able to do those things. And then one of my personal friends, Demi Chalfus, she's out of Canada. She's been racing some she's been racing some pretty cool stuff, and she just got accepted to the higher of the G4 series. So, to be able to see where she's come from nothing and then to something, I feel like that's the people you want to look up to because you put yourself in a good spot to have connection.
You didn't name your dad. That's messed up.
My dad is my hero.
No, you didn't even name him. I'm calling him after this show.
What does that say on there? It
You ain't even a hero either, bud.
Hero.
What about Wesley?
What about your mom?
What about your mom? So ungrateful.
My mom's my mom.
Jeez.
Hands down, my hero is always my dad. If you talk about my dad, I start crying when I think.
We really should have your dad here for this question. Is there any rule changes you would like?
Oh,
I mean, do we really want to answer that because then they'll start changing rules so that we definitely can't do that. I mean, I feel like whenever I've had like a triumph where I actually start to do good, I truly feel like I do get targeted, but then at the same time, I'm okay with it at this point. I used to be like, it pissed me off, but I'm okay with it because at some point when I keep getting targeted, it's going to make it easier for kids like Autumn and the kids coming up. Now my niece is getting into it. She got her go-kart yesterday. Like, although Reagan's probably going to knock somebody's lights out. Like, she's
That's bullshit!
But no, I mean, like, I want to make it where they don't have to fight and struggle over just stupid stuff like that. There's no reason for it. Like, no woman is lesser than any man in this sport. We all put our helmet on the same. And quite frankly, I feel like sometimes the women are way more passionate about the sport than men are. Like, when I get into it, I'm into it, and I'm into it full fledged. Like, as you said, my social media, I'm in.
Oh, we know.
It's
swinging fists at me.
It's all I know. Like, you might be able to, like, turn that off and walk away and, like, think about voting or your side-by-side or whatever, but, like, all day long, every day, all I think about is racing and how I can make myself better.
Right.
So, that's just it.
That's just her. She's a badass. Sweet. So, I don't race asphalt. We don't race asphalt.
You did a couple times.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You did pretty good in our car, too.
I don't know nothing about the rules. Is each track the same rules before?
No.
That's cool.
There's a variant. So there's like a definite variant, and then there's like that weird gray area that doesn't exist, but it just depends on who you are if you get accepted to it or not. So like I have a couple cars that are not legal for Showtime, but they're legal for Auburndale. But I just feel like at this point that the class is big again. It's not that we're not losing out on cars. There's more than enough cars in the mod. The problem is that you got these guys with all this money, and they think that they're going to be the big dog in charge and they're going to do something different. And hey, Josh, you're on the bus. I mean, you've been in like the asphalt racing. You kind of know how it is. Like they want to be up here, but they don't realize that like the little guys like Thomas and me and really like all of us, somebody's got to find a way to make it work. So when you just keep making all these rule changes, it makes it impossible to keep people like Thomas and myself in the class, and then they're bitching about I don't have car count.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, we have 5 cars at the house right now. We have obviously dad works on people's stuff and it's sitting. So when we don't race, they don't race. So when you piss us off, you lost the other amount of cars that follow us. Yeah. We come in a group. You got to do something to get the class back together. The cars are there. We just need to have like one tire set that we're on. Like I would like to be on the October they've been testing.
Is it like that in every class? So like is the super late models is it the same way at different tracks, or are they all match?
So I don't feel like they all match, but like when you get to your class, I don't know if you've ever really went to like the outskirts of the normal tracks, but like we went up to Georgia and they have like we used to have the limited late models, at East Bay, which was a cool class and it was affordable, right? You had like Forest Golf, all the cool guys in it. So that still exists everywhere else but Florida. Like why are we getting rid of that stuff? It doesn't make any sense because that like if I ever got sick of the mod mini or the Outlaw 4. And I can race the Outlaw 4 outside the state of Florida. I'm perfectly legal to go race other places.
Well, you're talking to the wrong guy because that guy thinks a late model should just be supers.
Not supers, but not $10,000 crates.
Yeah, exactly. You would have your limited late model class, right, Josh? And then you would have your big guys. But then we have a couple people I talked to out of Georgia, and they have like big name guys that can't win in their $10,000 class, and they're coming to the little bitty 602 class, and it gives none of those guys an opportunity. They can't because they can't afford it. So you're ruining classes by doing that. Just work harder and be better if you have the funds and the means to be there.
That's what I like about the dirt, dude. When we run crate racing, it's all the same.
Yeah,
it don't matter from Florida to Tennessee. It's great racing. It's great racing.
While we're on that topic, if someone could let me know, I don't think Bubba's is on cruiser rules. I think I could put my big spoiler on the car for him.
Oh.
I was doing some digging in the rules this week.
Why don't you just test her out and find out?
So if anybody,
you get DQ'd, you get
I thought about doing that too.
Like who cares at this point?
True.
It's just Travis.
Why? Did you see another car with a big spoiler on?
Well, no, I thought someone had told me before that Sonic cars were built motor, and I noticed that they all have big spoilers. After looking at it, I think they are crates, but I did notice in the rules that it doesn't say a difference between the built motor and the crate motor on the spoiler. It just says 8-inch spoiler maximum. So if someone could let me know, I mean, I'll fix my big spoiler and put it back on.
Hell yeah.
They'll go on the race.
I don't feel like spoilers make any big difference. Like if like spoilers, so Jason Lester proved this point at Auburndale one night. They pissed him off, and they're like the spoiler it was too tall. It was like it was mediocre. It wasn't making no difference. So he ripped it off, raced the whole night without spoiler. And I believe that night he still won. That's before everybody even knew who Jason really was. But like, if you went to New Smyrna, that's a big deal. To have a good spoiler. It's not spoiler not making a. You can take spoiler off an Outlaw 4. Ain't doing nothing for me at East Bay. It just looks good. It's not doing anything for me.
You're crazy.
If I went to Volusia, it might be doing something for me.
Shit, girl. What are you talking about?
Brandon's in there with his button, moving
Yeah,
it back and
shit,
forth and
what
back and
y'all
forth.
talking So, if you own a racetrack, what would you do? So, like, here's the question: is like, who would you have? What kind of track would you have? What size? Dirt, asphalt, and what class would you run?
So, my dad always says if he could have a racetrack, he'd have East Bay. He paid it. And that's it. That's an ongoing joke. It's been for years. But truly, if I could have a racetrack, if I could have a racetrack,
Can somebody else please buy it first?
But if we could have enough property, it would be cool to have the facilities where like you could have both. And you run one weekend and you alternate it. I know they exist in other states, but I would bring in I'm cool with the gladiators. I mean, I can talk smack about them. I've been when I said they're an absolute because you can care a little bit less about your car versus like if Josh carried a street stock up over there, you might cry a little bit. But you tear your gladiator up, you just go back over to the junkyard and get you another Saturn and who cares?
He does cry. He does cry. Okay.
And you cry too, so it's okay. We all do it when something happens. But
ironically.
But I know. He's just incriminating himself. But no, I have a track of both.
Oh my god. Oh man, dude, I pulled him out. He's like, we were fast. I'm like, you're on fire.
Yeah. I mean, I would have both, and then you would alternate the weekends, and then you would find people that I would bring the mini sprints. I'd bring those in. Like those are a cool class. They bring a lot of people from all over. I'd bring the gladiators. That'd be a cool class. I don't know if I'd bring the Crown Vics in, or if I did, that'd be something they'd have to do on a separate weekend. I feel like when we go out there, Thomas can vouch this. They really do tear up the racetrack for when the Outlaw 4s come on. We're just not carrying enough horsepower to get rid of that crap. So, you would plan this stuff out where you put classes back together where it make sense if you were dirt racing and truly with asphalt too. And then you run some big races with the littler guys because I've noticed there's a lot more people that come with gladiators, mod minis, outlaw, whatever you want to call it. Even the street stock, there's more people that come and travel to watch this than they really do with even the bigger series and late models and whatnot.
I like watching the Ford Tail models.
I mean, they're kind of fun.
But they haul ass.
I'm looking for a two double
Battles all three
features.
And nothing against 50 lapper, okay? 8 late models. Woo!
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't make it fun.
Follow the leaders.
Yeah, I think they're about to be
26 gladiators, 15 laps.
They gonna get hairy.
Right, they gonna get hectic.
But if you can't make it through 50 laps, I wish East Bay would run the Outlaw 4s more than 15 laps. I get out of that and I'm like, it's over. Because I'm so used to running those big races with the Mod Mini, and I'm like, why aren't we running 2020? Give our fans a show. They're paying the price, and we're paying the money to race. We're paying for the tires and the fuel and
And not to
everything.
mention, we don't race as frequent anymore, so why not give us more laps? You know what I mean?
I want to do it. I wish the last race
20,
we were running a
25
50 lapper because I bet Thomas would be panting over there. And I'll be like,
I wouldn't be
I'm ready to
I'd be
go.
sore.
I just, you pan it out. You see who's the survival of the fittest of those.
So I have a couple more questions. We'll go to Josh. These questions are for freaking your dad.
Oh boy.
Let's see. So he asked.
Oh, Zach was monitoring.
No. This is your dad sent me this Monday.
Oh, he sent
private question.
Yeah. He goes, "How good do you think you are?"
I'm mediocre. I'm not gonna be cocky like you.
I'm not cocky. I tell you, I'm slow all the time.
I love you, Brandon, but I ain't gonna be cocky and be like I'm the greatest. I know I make mistakes. I have good nights and I have bad nights, but I also feel like when you just get such a big head and you think you're better than everybody else, I could think I'm the shit. There's people that know, there's people that know Josh, but why would I think that I'm the shit because and then I'd be cocky because Steve Usually and Ryan and Josh are all helping when it comes to karting. I'm just a nobody, just like the next person. That's exactly how it is. And it's the same thing with the Mod Mini. My name's known and everything else, and I probably hate it more than I'm liked. I don't know, and I don't really care. But at the same time, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter how good I just want to prove myself wrong every time I go out there. And to me, when I'm the driver that has all these kids that want to come talk to me, and other drivers don't because they're loading up their stuff and they don't want to take that time, they don't walk through the grandstand, and the kids are coming up to me, you never know what opportunities that could bring you. Me being nice to Autumn and meeting her at that car show and hanging out with them and taking that time with them, that's how I got a ride.
Yeah.
You know, and like I love them like they're like another family to me. I mean, Brian already laughed. He goes, well, at least your hair's blonde again. Now you look like you're one of my daughters. Bailey and Autumn with that blonde hair. So I kind of fit in when I'm with them now. You know, you don't know who you run into and when you're going to run into them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter about how great you are. And I even have a couple of patients at my job where I work. We get a lot of, you know, big name people that come in there and they sponsor, you know, big name race teams and stuff like that all the way down to nothing. And they're like, but you know, they don't care. They just like seeing that I'm consistent in my stats. And I think I've been able to get to a point where I'm consistent. And that's all that matters to me. Thomas, we gotta work on you.
To learn something.
Go ahead and say it.
It's a great answer, Brandon. To learn something from you.
Ooh, who said that one?
Mr. Jones.
Yeah, somebody on my side.
Brandon's problem is Monday to Friday, he's a badass. Saturday morning, he's like, we suck. I'm not even going to do good today.
That's like
He loses all confidence on Saturday morning.
He's been like this like his whole life though. Like I mean, you've known him too for years. It's just that's how he is.
And Mr. Jones' last question was, are you a badass like me?
I started like, I mean, like that's the thing is like you had an opportunity and your parents kept you out there in the sea while you were doing that, and I had to stand on the
Shit,
bench.
we talking about we broke. We still broke.
Well, we all broke together. Okay, you'd make do with what you got. But what I'm saying is, when you got to be out there on the track and all that, I was starting to go to school Monday through Friday, and your mom and dad were taking you to go race all over the place. You know, I didn't have that option. So like I said, I just started so much later getting back into it, and you know, that's just the fact of life at that point. And I'm okay with telling my story. I'm sure y'all saw my post this week. Like, I'm okay that we have a little wood frame shop and we ain't got a lot and we make work, you know, make it work. I'm proud to say that I can run up front with some of the guys that have more money.
Gang.
I mean, really, it's 6 mile creek gang. I'm okay and I'm proud to say that because I don't have a lot and I'm still running up front with these guys and then they got to find ways to get me DQ'd or, you know, throw a pissing match because they don't want to get beat by a person with lesser money than them.
Josh, what you got, brother?
Throw it at me.
Do you only drive race cars with 4 cylinders?
Go-kart ain't got 4 cylinders?
If I put them all together, I got a couple more cylinders than y'all got. No, I would like to race something bigger than that, but to be honest, it's been a fun class. Like, we got back in the Outlaw Boys just to kind of, you know, fill this last season, and we'll just use that as a car to go travel to Georgia and stuff. It's fun next year, however that pans out. But with the mod minis, it's affordable. And it's something that, you know, we can make do, and that's how we can have Autumn in another car. And we can use that to keep it affordable enough, and, you know, Dad does all his work in the shop, so we've got costs there. We can get people in the seat, so if we're doing the karting and somebody wants to try something out, and they're at that point where they're like, okay, they're capable of doing it, that's just one more person in racing, whether they stay in that class or they move up. For us, financially, though, it makes more sense to have a couple of those cars because we're already invested in this. Like, we have so many cars. To have, you know, 4 cars in that versus having, you know, one car that's going to get tore up.
Is there an Outlaw 4 class outside of Florida?
Yep, there's a Southern Mod for Mini Series, there's AMSA, there's MMSA, there's
Well,
tracks that run up.
the Cajun mini stock?
I know that's
not
kind of.
Outlaw 4s.
No, bro. They turn 10 grand.
No,
Those are beasts.
Those are beasts, yes, they are.
I experienced that firsthand when they keep running.
They're totally beasts. Like the Southern Mod for Mini guys is a compilation of just normal dudes that are running all those series and then the local guys. So they compiled that, and I think they have a good thing going. We'd like to support it. We went up. Wesley and I went up to Tacoma to go watch when we were up there spreading my papa's ashes, my mom's dad, a couple summers ago, and we were like, let's just go see what it's like, because I wanted to go there like 3 months later. I'd already saved up the money. I was ready to go. We get there, and it is like the scariest place to go. They don't like us Florida people, I can tell you that. We ain't welcome there. That's the one racetrack you don't want to go to. I've never been like, I'm fearing for my life walking through a pit area just wearing a raggedy ass t-shirt and some old shorts and some dirty old hay dudes at a clay racetrack in the middle of freaking mountains in Georgia.
Creek!
I mean, I didn't look any different from the people up there, but they don't like that. So then we ran into some KMSA guys, and you can come hang out with us, but yeah, we're not. One of them was like from there, home practice. We ain't very well like Tyrion. If you're an outsider, you're not welcome. So a guy from Winder Barrow Speedway comes pulling in, and they're right there parked at the pit gate. I'm like, man, that's like a really nice pure stock. I mean, it was beautiful, and it's just sponsored by the track, so it's written by CrossFit. And they come pulling in, and there's people like acting a fool over this car. That's how much they hate outsiders outside of their little their little bitty world. It's kind of like East Bay. I got people that have like so much shit that they talk because they're like, oh, you race athlete, you do this, you do that. I'm like, well, at least I got out of here. Like, I'm not a one-track wonder. Like most people, like at least I'm traveling from other places.
I've raced
Don't
at
do
4
that,
racetracks this year.
Josh is technically right there.
I've raced at 3 racetracks at 3 different race cars. What have you done this year?
Do we want to go to the stats? Okay, this is for a different
What are your
episode.
stats this
Let's
year?
hear no, not this year. This year.
We
This
can't.
year sucks.
This is when I eat my popcorn on my couch and listen to this one go down. No, but you get what I mean. Like, it's the people that are like, they are like, kind of okay with people being proud to be like a one-track wonder, whatever you want to call it, but don't knock people for trying to go other places. Like, we need that to save the sport. That's how we're losing racetracks.
Let's go.
So is the daily also a 4-banger?
No, I got a V6 today. I got a big truck today.
What's a day?
Today. No, the other one was a V6 too. The motor blew up that final stuff. It is what it is. Drove it till it blew up.
Oh, can't handle all that.
Oh, is it a V8? Oh, I guess it is V6, V8, whatever.
Hey, all she did was 10 like horsepower for her, baby. I can't handle this.
It's 4x4. It's gonna pull the other race car trailer, and mostly it'll pull golf cart for my dad, so he ain't gotta walk. He's too damn old to be walking things right now. So that's all I was worried about.
So do you like the asphalt or the dirt better?
I'm really, like, now that I've done like a good amount of both, I'll be honest, I really like doing both just the same, but I like them all for different reasons. So the Outlaw 4 is fun, but if I'm gonna pick a dirt car that I like the most, that mini sprint, hands down, that 600cc and getting to race with like, and I may one day get to go to Tulsa where we talked about it. It's just, you know, me finding my own funding in my own team. I could not hire you for at all. I could not.
Shit, I'll put you on the fence,
I could
son.
not count on y'all. I mean, maybe I could. You have to get Brandon focused.
Bro, what? I'm the hype guy, dude.
If you were to hire us, what would our jobs be?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Thomas would watch the car with all my RCP clear. Because I'm sorry, hands down, RCP got the best cleaner, and that's what we use. And obviously, they sponsor me, but I've used it before and well after I've used their product. So we'll be washing the car with some RCP products. It's Thomas's job. Josh can help Dad a little bit with setup. You can yell at me, and Zach's just gonna help my mom cook hot dogs.
Hey, I'm flipping them wieners.
So who's gonna be changing your
I
tires?
was gonna say, well,
You're gonna have him do all that?
Have you seen how big that boy is?
You only gotta eat one time a day.
Hold on. Thomas can help with that. He can be like the jack of all trades, because Dad is not gonna get around like that.
You're gonna trust him to run
Jack of all trades,
They
baby.
better get it right. That's all I'm saying. No, he knows
Oh,
how to
we gonna
wash
be
the car.
cooking steaks, I guess.
Thomas knows how to wash the
dang.
car. His car, he had to be at our house at like, what, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. when you had the car out back when you were 16, 17, whatever it was when you started.
You come see it now?
Dirty.
Nah, it ain't dirty.
No,
it ain't dirty.
I'll put that bitch out. I'll put
I
that
know
bitch
your dad's
outside.
like my dad. That stuff better be clean.
Put
Yeah,
the
no,
old
I
cannon
like
on that
the
boy.
600 though. That's my favorite dirt class that I've been on. And like go karts are last for me because I get to be in a big part, but I have so much fun in it.
Thomas could mess up a soup sandwich.
He would
Never heard of
his
such
life
thing,
all
but
the time.
alright.
Oh, that's what we got a
all the time.
comment coming in here saying.
Who said it? Who dogged him?
Yeah.
I can't even like. I'll suffocate him with a pillow tonight for you, okay, buddy?
Cool.
All right.
That's you
I
got.
got you, bud. He's like my little brother. I'm allowed to rag on him. I've known him since he was a little itty bitty thing, literally.
Yeah, when they was up with my dad for a little bit.
I mean, yeah, and your grandpa's been my dad's friend for freaking years, so.
Years.
So is there a big difference between the asphalt car and the dirt car? Or
A ton. Friggin' ton. Well, the only thing that is equal across everything is I don't have power steering and nothing that I own, and I know people like that, but I feel like it's made me a better driver and like in learning because I can really feel the car better, and that's just me.
Mr. Jones.
Yeah, we're like, what?
Shit.
Jones said, did
But no, I
Thomas
feel like
Did
it's
Thomas drive your truck and blow it up?
no, it was Wesley. Wesley was
Ah!
driving it. Yeah, I told you at some point it was coming out. It was not me. Wesley was driving it at the point in which it blew up. Look, so it's not my fault. It's actually his.
It'll be
Somehow,
alright.
it's okay.
Let's go. I'm ready to eat.
Jeez, man.
I'm
He's
fat,
always
bro.
fat, you know, like.
You
Brandon
probably ate right before you came here too.
That's
No,
ADHD. It done went through all the juice that he had. Cat smiling. She's like, we all know.
Well, we know that the days at the racetrack are a lot longer with the asphalt car, but how different are they between going dirt racing and asphalt racing?
So the dirt car, I cannot stand that 8 hour freaking wash time. Brandon knows my dad, so that 8 hours of wash time and it better be flawless and I have a spec. My dad may be old, but he will sling that sucker right off the jack stand.
You know how to help that out?
What?
You scrape a lot of it off.
I do. It don't matter.
Yes, you
Have
ain't scraping
you
it hard
not-
enough.
Dude, have you not met my dad?
Have you met her pick row?
I mean, I
Like,
I've
they're
heard of
big
Even
people.
if the body panel is
Thank
stained.
If it's stained, clean
Stained.
it.
Hey.
Better get some bleach.
who has a white car goes dirt racing. It's gonna have stain marks.
These people.
Yeah. And they look good on the racetrack though, don't they?
Here comes Josh.
You see it?
Oh, black race car.
Oh, we see you hitting tractor tires.
You see
You
my
know what's worse?
fireball.
What's
I ain't
worse is
gonna
when I'm like,
talk
all right, there was I have to because I'm on the show. So Thomas, I'm gonna dog you for 2 seconds. There was this
Just
one
like
time
everybody else.
we're going into the corner and like I slipped up, but I also knew that Thomas was right there and he was gonna make a stupid move and try to go through the infield of the racetrack past me because it was me and it was just because it was me more than anything. And I felt like deep down maybe he wanted to like prove a point because that's when he was had to car at our house for a little while. And he comes down the backstretch and he goes all the way up into turn 3 and I'm like, it's gonna happen and that's what I'm gonna pass him back. He drove right into the freaking turn 3 tire and that's what
On the top shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thomas, you remember that? Whoa, you go all the way up and I
It
know
doesn't handle that liquor up there. It came right on back down.
It popped up. I thought I was going over. All
I
I
don't
seen
even
was
know
a
how
light.
they made it past
I seen
Thomas.
the track
That's
light,
the
and I was like,
freaking scary
"Oh shit!"
I'm like right here watching it, and I'm like, he's gonna land on top of me. But Thomas did find a way to get a hold of me at some point. At
Turn
one point,
one.
last lap.
My problem is my crew wants me off top shelf. My dad gets pissed, bro. He was pissed Saturday and Labor Day. He was like, "Why are you on the top shelf?" I'm like, "Oh no, it's working."
If it works, right? You're not in the car. That's my
I said,
thing.
"Spoiler's still there."
Yeah.
Plus.
My thing is too when people talk about like you should do this and you should do that. It's easy for you to say that whether you race a car or you don't. If you're not the one driving the car in the moment in which whatever happened, how the hell are you going to tell me how to drive it? Because you weren't driving it at that point in time. You may have made a mistake, but guess what? You had to compensate for it some way somehow. Thomas has to learn that. But I love you, buddy, and it'll get better with time. You have to suck for a little bit like I did, and then it gets better. So then you get hated from everybody, and then you go up, and then you go back down.
Well, at least when I know I'm starting to get hated, I'm actually back. So
there you go.
We've been hated a long
I've
time.
never been hated. Never.
Alright, well, if you could convert one asphalt track to dirt, which one would it be?
No.
So
If we could reverse that question, if there was an asphalt or a dirt track that I could revert back to asphalt, it'd be Alltech, because that was my dream track that I always wanted to race out of. Because it was just so fast with the sprint cars and getting to go there as much with it. It was a phenomenal asphalt track. Although I would probably say VRP back and make it asphalt, because it was also a fast race track when it came to sprint cars and watching like even the mini cups and stuff back in the day. But I'd pick Alltech hands down. If I could reverse that question a little bit.
that was the next one, was the vice versa.
I don't know what I would turn. Like, I do
Maybe
like some of our dirt
I
tracks.
think Citrus would be a good dirt track.
That'd be
Citrus
good.
would be kind of a cool dirt track. If that ever happened, I don't know that it would, because I feel like the county itself, like those people at community really likes it as an asphalt track. They got some things they obviously, we both know they need to work out, like, soon. But, hopefully we can go and support them. I heard that their pit slabs, I don't know, but my grandfather told me, pit slabs are pretty expensive to pay for them, and you gotta like reserve them or whatever it is. And he's 84 years old; he can't really get around. So you think you kind of would help out your older clientele coming into your racetrack,
Well, I know they had a change of management that didn't
Yeah.
work out very well.
And I don't know which one's really necessarily better, to be honest. Because we ran Citrus for a while. Brandon raced one of our cars there, and we had some issues, and really it just wasn't resolved from simple like catering to one party that didn't pan out for them in the long haul anyways. Like they lost half their class of modules. So, and it was a very strong class. Like it would have chosen after the years. So that was my toughest field was always there.
Citrus is the only asphalt track I've ever ran. I ran
Really?
a slingshot there.
Oh, that was probably interesting. Like slingshot and Citrus.
Shane Butler said it scared him more than the sprint car.
I can see where that like you're in such a small space. There.
Yeah.
That was like what I learned with the mini sprint. Like me being in such a small space. You look over and you're like, holy shit, everything's just right there. You don't have all that big space around you.
Well, he said the thing was, the tubing wasn't very very big for a concrete wall as fast as we were going.
Yeah. And it's kind of not.
Yeah.
The mini cups truly think about like the tracks that they're on. I mean, they're keeping pretty small to be on something as big as fast as they're going. Somebody one day, unfortunately, did get hurt before they fixed that.
Well, they had the Legends car that turned into a convertible.
Yeah, then there's that.
Yeah.
Got to reevaluate some things.
All right. What if you could take your asphalt car to a dirt track or your dirt car to an asphalt track? Which one do you think would be the most fun way to do that?
If I could take the Outlaw 4 anywhere, hands down, it'd be what's now the Cricket Factory. That'd be the coolest freaking place to sit there and try to like wheel that thing around the Cricket Factory.
It's going down the straightaway, hiked up.
Yeah, I mean,
I
like,
bet you $100 though. We can take an Outlaw 4 and kick their ass.
You and Dad have had this conversation. Yep.
We can do it.
Well, because we just get to have that different suspension. Like, they want to keep us on, like, some of this stock stuff.
It's just from the 90s, bro. It should be already out.
What are you talking about? Pintos don't even exist anymore. We have a Pinto car. You know, it's just, like, some of that stuff, we should be able to start buying that off the Speedway. Like, Speedway Magazine has aftermarket stuff. Let's buy it. Stop making it so freaking difficult. Like, we cannot go back. We have to evolve it fast enough where it stays affordable. If you don't know somebody, you ain't getting parts.
I have heard before that asphalt is like 20, 30 years behind dirt track. Yeah. Dirt racing.
Some of them are, yeah.
And technology. I mean, you can build a street stock without a frame. That's not a frame anymore. On dirt.
Yeah.
You just go buy a Johnson Cathy.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like stuff that needs to evolve to save the classes, and then there's stuff where they're letting too much happen and it's gonna hurt the classes. Like a pure stock to me. Why would I have a pure stock? That's a cool class, but like, why would I have a pure stock when I have a particular late model? It's like the same thing, you know.
Pure stock's way more fun.
Oh my god.
But I mean,
He just hates those things.
but I mean, like, if we're being honest, Josh, you're probably right. A pure stock probably is a lot more fun. Look, you can give yourself a fake name, get on in there, you just hee-hawing around.
No.
Zach won't do it because of the black flag.
Yeah. Oh well.
We need to get him one of the ground rigs.
I get black flag.
That's fine.
I want to be there.
That's
though,
the point. That's the point of the Crown Vics is just go have fun.
You could name your car the Black Flag. There you go. We weren't going that far, but okay.
What else?
Last couple things here. So with all these cars that you have, why still race go-karts?
It keeps me sharp. So, I mean, like, that's something I've really noticed is that it keeps me sharp. And now, like I said earlier, with my niece getting into this and we're helping a couple of kids in it, if we're already going to be there, why not do it? And that, a lot of the guys on the asphalt that are my buddies that race the trucks and stuff, they're starting to get, go-karts because their kids are wanting to race and they're like, okay, on our off weeks we go out there. So I'm getting to race with some of my buddies that I've never raced with and some of them that I have. And if it's keeping me sharp, keeping me in shape, for my cars, it's definitely made a difference, like on the asphalt, but then maybe obviously in asphalt for those cars. But it's made me pretty quick. I won't lie. I mean, we turned some really good lap times, and we're hoping to continue that on because I'm trying to go run that Program 100. So we'll see how that goes at Space Coast.
I got my teardown money ready.
You better have it.
That cheating Mike Lease money you got over there.
I'll double it.
Rodney Wood. Rodney Wood all the way.
So what's your favorite kart track?
I've only been to Space Coast and Ambassador, but Space Coast for right now. But if I had to pick, like, from anything that I've raced, I always wanted to go back to Dirt Devils. And ironically, Sam was actually at the house this week. And I told him that I said, I just really wanted to last, before they had closed. We were trying so hard to, like, make it work and make one of those last races. Because that's where it started for me. And it definitely probably would be, like, Dirt Devils or Space Coast.
It's just a 40 party yard.
It's got 40 party yard, yeah.
Hey,
the man made money. He made a business decision that, he had to. So I understand and respect it.
Alright, last one here. Of all the people you said drive for you, this is your favorite.
Rangers.
Thank you.
I'll say more.
No.
Probably Thomas over you.
Out of everybody this year, like, okay, so can we go by classes? So if we go by classes. I really love that Autumn's got to race for us. Sorry, Brandon, I love you, but you're second best to that. I love that it got to be a girl. I got to get in my stuff. And, girl power.
Don't cry.
I don't know. In the go-kart, for somebody else that's definitely been in the go-kart, I love you, Thomas, but Trevor Cobb. But second to Trevor would be Thomas because I had fun. Like
That's so insulting.
It's not.
Well, you're second, bud. You're second.
But Thomas
Don't shed a tear.
like Thomas had never been in the go-kart, and he did so good at it, but, like, I've raced with Trevor anyways, you know, like, with his own stuff, and Dad put him in his kart, and I said, well, whenever you want to race it, like, just race it, because I have so much fun with him racing, because we race each other hard, but I've learned a lot from Trevor, too, so. Thomas, though, he's probably the second best person that we've put off in as well. Autumn's got some growing to do, but I have no doubt.
Well, he come out there looking like his deer in the headlights coming around the
No,
corner.
he didn't. You look like a deer in the headlights.
No, you should have seen the look on his face when he got in the cart and he come around there. Visor still up. Deer in the headlights.
I thought I saw like this little puddle from where his go-kart was when we were driving that go-kart. Now I know what it is.
He dumb.
I keep trying to get Brandon to get in, but he just won't do it. So I guess
too old.
Zach's too cheap
Thank
to do it.
you.
Bad.
So
I can't go there.
Josh, if you ever want to hop
He
on
hits too
one.
many
If he gets in it, it'll be sold. If I get in it, we're gonna get black flag. The
So
best
about
days
this-
is just keep Thomas
First of all,
in it.
if we go to Ambassador and it happens, we just don't worry about it. We go eat at the IHOP and call it a night and just shoot shit. That's what you do.
Fucking Ronnie.
What did Ronnie say?
Did she say deer or queer?
Leave it to Ronnie.
God damn, man. I get to sit after that. And then when I go home, we get more shit. Baby shit.
Literally.
You're gonna keep getting that shit for the rest of your life.
No, until she's about 2 or 3 and potty trained. So.
No, she's
You
gonna
still gotta wipe her ass.
Yeah,
When
bro.
she's potty trained, she'll be wiping
You
her
sat on the
ass.
toilet, you can do yourself,
It
woman.
doesn't work like that.
Not all the time, but if you do it right, it does.
Have you had like a real bad explosion yet?
Yeah, I want to know this. So,
Yes, because my mother-in-law put the diaper on too loose, and it blew out her outfit, and then got all in her swing.
You had a blowout.
Blow out
In the swing?
in the swing.
Oh,
Did you go like
man.
full redneck, take her ass outside here with water?
No,
That's
we
how
took her
Thomas
to
was
bath.
raised. That was how Thomas was raised. Dude, clean it off, Thomas. Go on. Pretty sure my mom did that with me too back in the day.
What you got?
That's the last I got.
That's like you got?
Thomas, you got a question for me? Come
You
on.
got Thomas for this?
No, I want
I mean-
Thomas to throw me something. I was expecting this.
I kind of been along the way most of my life, so I really don't got questions. You
You've
know what
just
I mean?
been around.
I've been around.
You've been around.
Nothing you wanted to talk about. Nothing.
At all?
See, I really feel like he has something deep down inside.
Alright, it sucks. You got anything this time?
Yeah, I got it.
We got.
I got
Okay.
actually two.
You got two?
Two? Okay.
Alright, well, we'll
That
do
makes
two
up for
and
Thomas.
we'll close it
It's
up.
basically like the same question.
Oh, God.
But 2 parts.
Yeah, there's two parts. Okay.
Part
So
A.
obviously, if you and Wesley were in a race, so you take them out. But then if Wesley took you out to win the race,
She would lose her shit.
what would you do?
She would lose her
let's
shit.
Let's be realistic here. So, Wesley and I share the one Revolution chassis. Together.
Well, I'm
We
saying
own it.
if
But
I went out and bought him a
theoretically,
cart and y'all
if
were
there-
both
okay,
racing,
So if I don't own anything, then I'm gonna drive off the side of the
What if-
racetrack. I'm
so
gonna
if
wait.
I-
I'm gonna pile drive him through the pits.
if I owned it and Wesley was racing and you were racing yours, he was racing
But like,
my
if it
car.
was a fair race, this
I
is
mean-
Wesley though. He's not even gonna get in anything because he can't stand. Look at a blessed can of biscuits when he's back.
God dang, bud, just don't yell like that.
He like tried on my freaking jacket and was like, and he gets out, and I'll show all the video. He just like, he busts open.
Sounds
So
very
you,
like,
you
bro.
would take him out to win the race.
Yes, absolutely.
Now what happens if he took you out to win?
Divorce.
Only
you
if
try to-
okay, hold on. Is there money on the line?
Just a
That's a friendly race.
Just a
Oh,
good
it's a
hard,
friendly
but I
race.
mean, like, there's other competitors with you. But it's
Oh,
just
alright.
you two are
Side
right
by
there.
side.
Side by side, coming for the checkered.
Okay, so Wesley wouldn't have a clue what to do, so then I'd probably be pissed off at him. But if there was money on the line and Wesley had to wreck me to win it, and we just knew it was either one of us, like this whole NASCAR race today deal, like somebody's got to get a championship, somebody's got to get some money. Go do whatever you got to do, because then we're gonna go to dinner. Maybe we'll go to Hard Rock. You know, like whatever it is, and that's
So,
how we're
Roulette.
Wesley will play roulette with you.
Hey, call my player roulette. He goes, what color is this?
Yeah.
Wins.
So that's what you got. You should put like there was money
Well,
on the line.
I mean, at any kind of race, though. I mean, even if you were like an Outlaw 4 or something like that, and he took you out.
It's
win
just
the
hard
race.
for me to envision this because Wesley like
You
doesn't
can't,
wanna
like,
race.
envision it like that.
It's hard to because I already know he doesn't want to get in anything.
Oh, like I would take her into the wall.
Baby, I crashed you at a bastard. You're like, oh my god!
How would
You're gonna have to do it when you do it.
I crash you anytime. So, alright, are we good? Everybody's good?
We're good.
Alright.
Are we done now? We're done. This wasn't even a roast. I was hoping for like a roast.
No, we're trying to
Like
be professional so you can share it and.
I was hoping for like a classic Comedy Central roast.
No, we'll do that next time. When you come
Behind
back,
the scenes.
be like, this is how much you sucked the past 5 years. The biggest comp I know. I'm sorry. Anyways, we'd like to thank you for coming on. Thomas, thanks for sponsors. We'll close it up.
I got to thank Majestic Fabrication, Yates Motorsports, my grandfather that helps me week in and week out, Mark Monez, Garden Power, everyone that helped me get parts together to keep my piece of shit running.
Hell yeah. Josh.
Hey, you gotta thank Barstow Motorsports, Tampa Test Kitchen, Multi-Roll, Oscar Roof, and Fatback Racing, and Boyd Fabrication, and Laura's Record Service.
Rochelle.
Oh, me. Let me throw it out. Michael Rudolph Performance and Fabrication Hobby Shop. He's retired now, so it's Hobby Shop.
Oh.
Fast AF Design. My girl hooks me up all the time anytime I need something. RCP America, Hot Shoe Racewear, Tyson Chiropractic. Am I missing anybody? I really feel like I am. Roy Campbell. He don't really like to. Roy's my track grandpa. So if everybody knows, Roy's my track grandpa. So I was going my business name first, but Roy. Josh and Steve, yeah, definitely got it.
Dude, you can tell she hasn't won in a while.
It's been like 2 months, okay? It's been like 2 months, guys. So I mean, I have a few people that I like to thank, and I have some silent sponsors. So yeah, Donnie. Who knows if he's even coherent enough?
I think we just need to have your mom Wesley on here, and we'll push you out because they know your
I
sponsor.
thought Wesley was supposed to be on the show.
All I got is RTP America.
All you got. You better thank him.
That's all I got. And All Gas Pros, man, without them, we couldn't do the show, couldn't race. RCP got you on there too. So
Hey, look at that.
without all these people, man, we couldn't do what we love. We just like here talking shit. We have shirts on the way and stickers on the way. So see you next week.